Caesar de Bello Gallico, Book 4, Chapter 35, and the first sentence of Chapter 36. Caesar, et si idem quod superioribus diebis acciderat fore videbat, ut si essent hostes pulsi, celeritate periculum effugerent. Caesar is our subject here, and now we have an although clause. Although he saw, idem quod superioribus dies acciderat fore, he saw that something fore was going to happen. Although he saw that idem fore, the same thing, quod, which, superioribus diebus, on the recent days had happened, fore would happen, was going to happen, namely that, si essent hostes pulsi, if the enemy essent pulsi should be driven away, routed, celeritate periculum effugerent, they would escape the danger with speed, by means of speed. So here we have etsi videbat, although he saw, followed by idem fore, that the same thing would happen, accusative subject and infinitive in indirect statement. Idem then is explained by the relative clause quod acciderat, the same thing which had happened, and quod here is nominative subject of acciderat. Our ut clause here, that, explains what this thing was, what had happened, and we have subjunctives here, partly because we are in subordinate clauses within indirect statement. That if the enemy essent pulsi should be driven away, should be routed, they would effugerent, they would flee the danger, they would escape the danger, celeritate. This ut clause explains what he saw was going to happen. Nevertheless, and eventually we get to our main verb, constituit. Tamen noctus equites circiter triginta, quos commius atrebas, de quo antedictum est secum transportaverat, legiones in Achaea pro castris constituit. Nevertheless, noctus from Nanciscor, having acquired equites cavalry, about 30 cavalry. Where did he get them? Cavalry whom commius atrebas, de quo, about whom previously dictum est has been spoken, secum transportaverat, had brought across, secum, with him. Commius had brought these cavalry, these knights, across the channel with him. Legiones in Achaea pro castris constituit. He stationed the legions in Achaea, in battle formation, pro castris, in front of the camp. So, nevertheless, Caesar, having found about 30 cavalry, whom commius atrebus, about whom was spoken earlier, had carried across with himself, he, Caesar, having acquired those cavalry, stationed the legions in battle formation in front of the camps. Quos has its antecedent equites. Quos is accusative direct object of transportaverat. So from quos to transportaverat is a relative clause. Within the relative clause we have another relative clause. Quo here has as its antecedent commius, the attribution. De quo ablative object of the preposition de, ante, previously, adverb, dictum est, impersonal, something had been said, about whom something has been said, mention has been made earlier. Commisso proelio diutius nostrorum militum impetum hostes ferre non potuerunt, ac terga verterunt. The battle having been begun, the battle having been engaged in, the enemy, hostes, ferre non potuerunt, could not endure the impetum, the attack, nostrorum militum, of our soldiers, ac terga verterunt. They turned their backs, they fled. Quos tanto spatio secuti quantum cursu et viribus efficere potuerunt, complures ex eis occiderunt. Quos here, the linking qui, whom, or they. Now our subject is the Romans, our men, secuti, following, or having followed them. Secuti quos, having followed them, tanto spatio, for as great a distance as, tanto quantum correlative, having followed them for as great a distance as potuerunt, they were able to accomplish by means of speed, with speed and strength. Having followed them, the fleeing enemy, for as great a distance as they could, accomplish with speed and strength, complures ex eis occiderunt, our men killed, cut down very many, several ex eis, of them, out of their number. Complures, accusative direct object of occiderunt, ex eis, ablative object of the preposition ex. Dende, omnibus longe lateque aedificiis incensis, se in castra receperunt. Then, omnibus aedificiis incensis, all the buildings having been set on fire, all the buildings far and wide having been set on fire, ablative absolute, receperunt, say, they received themselves, they recovered themselves, they returned in castra to the camp. Eodem die legati ab hostibus missi ad Caesarem de pace venerunt. On the same day, messengers ab hostibus missi, sent by the enemy, to Caesar about peace came. They came to Caesar about peace, to ask about peace. Eodem die, ablative of time when. Legati is our subject. Ab hostibus missi, participial phrase. Perfect passive participle missi, agreeing with legati. Sent by the enemy. Ablative plural, object of the preposition ab. Here is our ablative agent with the passive missi. They came, main verb, ad Caesarem, accusative after ad. De pace, pace is ablative after de.